Big, they are the world #1, and they need to play like it if they don't want to get upset here today.
Absolutely right, Mac. Going to be getting into the pistol straight away. It's a smoke on window, high flash in towards middle, and Big, they're looking to contest connector very quickly here.
Just trying to make their way through. There is 2 men smoked off here at jungle. Searson going to be spammed down to 33 HP, but not on site just yet. D-Hut as well, looking to potentially stop this one. Tapping the toes, and he does. That's some great use of the angles there from CT. Snatchy going to be coming out from underneath the balcony, and that is going to be the mop-up from Sprout. Solid defense before Big could even get that bomb planted.
It seemed like Sprout was set up for that right from the get-go, though. That's a bit of a counter-strat setup if I have seen them. Taking a look at the GG bet odds here. Big, no doubt the favourites. They're, you know, considered by everyone as a team that should be winning this matchup. But if Sprout are going to make anything happen, it's going to be with this kind of gameplay. Sharp pistol shots, a very, very nice read on that pistol round setup on the CT side, and getting off to a really good start here on Mirage is going to be key.
Looks like Big are going to be targeting that A site. Sprout with the 3-man setup over towards window. Shouldn't be too far away on the rotation, and they'll be spotted in a moment as well. D-Hut drops the scout through the wall there. Not enough to finish him. Snatchy missed opportunity there on a Tizian as Walkido waiting to come out of Palace. It's actually going to be D-Hut and Dennis both finding the pick of pieces. Snatchy goes forward through the smoke. Another body tag. It's going to be mopped up by D-Hut, and Snatchy unable to actually find anything. Oh, what a round, what a round. Sprout, 2 clean ones as Big just unable to find that bomb plant to buff the money, and the force fly just takes them nowhere.
Absolutely. They only got 1 kill out of it, Max. So very, very nice cleanup in that second round for Sprout. That's going to start to build up their money a little bit. They've already got the 2 rifles rolling on Faven and D-Hut. Faven obviously going to be a very, very key performer when they add that upset in Meisterschaft. Actually, there was recently a pretty nice interview with him. He was the main performer for Sprout. He had a massive series for himself, so I'm keen to see if he's going to keep up that form here.
Attempt at the airstrike over towards the bottom of the corner. It was a good read, but it didn't quite hit the mark, and it looks like it will be another mop-up here at mid as Tizian just going to be lurking there in Pal. Was a piece of the puzzle, but unfortunately now has to do a whole lot of work himself. Him and D-Hut, though, might just be able to find a line, but D-Hut just fully relying on the rest of the boys there coming in from Con and Sprout. Great teamwork to keep him alive and to take another clean round. That's going to be 3-0 so far.
It's the dream start to Mirage that Sprout's looking for. Not only do they get that 3-0, but a lot of players surviving over these last couple of rounds, which means they're going to really build that CT economy up. Gives them a little bit more room for error as we start to get into these first couple of gun rounds. Big, lots of utility across the board. Searson is going to forego some to make sure he can get that AWP straight off the bat. And it looks like Big going to be running a bit of a default to start things off. Nothing too crazy. Smoke to top mid, molly into Con. As for Sprout, they're getting aggressive on the extremities. A push into apartment straight off the bat, punished by Tizzy, and nicely they've also got a push into A ramp deep here for Sprout. So they're getting aggressive on those extremities, and Big, I think they're going to start to make some ground in mid as they've seen this.
Well, Spitty has gone back to market, just going for a much more passive approach here on the CT side. So Big should be able to position themselves in here for an A split. That's if they want to head in this direction.
They're getting this connector control, key parts of the map. Going to try and abuse these rotations, getting these very, very strong positions in this 4-on-4. Now starting to sneak up into connectors. Antares, who was previously over towards A, starts to go back towards that B side of the map. But with the pushes on the extremities, very advanced positions for Sprout should put them in favourable situation until D-Hut gets caught running across A site with his pants down there.
But it
and
looks
now
like
Sprout, they're sort of floundering.
Yeah, they're smashing them up short B now as they are going to be able to find full control of the site. Dennis, however, at the back of apartments, manages to pick another man off, and that's going to be the 3-on-3 for the retake. Dennis gets that molly down, which barely misses the mark. Searson planting for short instead.
You got that one player, it's Tabson towards the end of market, just playing outside of the door. Dennis and Speedy, a little bit of a crossfire, but it is broken nicely by Searson.
There's 2 nice picks from Searson, who is looking to maybe find another, but Snatchy, you can see that he doesn't want to touch this site with the 10-foot pole, just backing away over towards the A site, flashing himself across connector, and he's going to save this AWP pretty safely. Big, not close enough to really have any say in it, and both of them very low as well, so that is going to be Big with their first round on the board and looking to close this round gap as quickly as they possibly can.
Sprout not doing too badly, but first gun round doesn't go their way. I like the moves that they're making. They're not coming into this one very, very relaxed or anything like that, just sitting back on that CT side. They're going for those pushes on the extremities towards ramp and towards B apartments, looking for some information, looking to try to catch Big off guard a little bit.
Very proactive.
Snatchy's off to a good start as well. I'm thinking that he wants a good performance for himself here because Sprout definitely missed out on attending Pro League the other day, losing to one of Snatchy's old teams where he made a name for himself in AGO, actually.
When that Molotov not going to be extinguished by the smoke, so that is very unfortunate for Sprout. Now unable to contest mid here, but even so, Big haven't gone out that direction.
Yeah, it's a 1-3-1 here for Sprout, and it's actually a double AWP setup in towards middle. Big, a bit of a mix-up, very passive setup towards middle, not really putting any pressure on. Double setup in towards Palace. They're going to get those smokes in towards middle. One of those will be on window, so that might push that jungle player. The window player, rather, into jungle, which Citizen will be set up for with the AWP, but with the smokes on Palace and the aggressive positioning from D-Hut, that sort of eliminates that opportunity for Big. So they're just going to group up towards A. Tizian's walking through B apartments, trying to draw some rotations, trying to maybe pick off a player towards that extremity, while Big get ready for this A hit.
Frog Smoke and Tizian hasn't drawn out any rotations just yet, so Sprout able to still make their way to the A site in time, but Tizian can't win the engagement with Dennis now.
You can see the shift from D-Hut. He's just trying to play retake. He knows they've got the numbers advantage. He's looking for an off timing that he can extend this advantage. Both of the AWPers starting to come towards stairs now, Mac.
And Snatchy just misses an opportunity. It's going to be a TK for Keto, and he's going to be kicking himself with that one. Snatchy, nice peek on assist, and the bomb may just go down. No, D-Hut swings in from CT at the perfect moment, and there it is. Sprout with another round, and not letting Big get into the game too early.
Yeah, and half of that work's done in those earlier rounds. Just keeping 4 alive, keeping that CT economy healthy, means that even after they lose that initial first gun round, they still get a very strong buy straight into the double AWP, full utility for Sprout, and they've been able to recover from losing that first initial gun round very, very nicely. Quite interested to see on Sprout how a lot of the German players are over towards middle and towards B, while both of the Poles playing that connector and that A side of the map together. You often do see in some other teams, a good example of that recently in Asia actually is when we had that Lucid Dream team where you had the 2 Koreans and the 3 Thai players, and the 2 Koreans always played sites together. Sometimes helps out with that communication, a bit more comfortability playing with someone.
The same could be said with that old iteration of Invictus as well, with the 2 Ruskies on the team.
The 2 Russians and the 3 Chinese. I mean, all of the people here watching the EUCS probably just like...
Who?
Who? Top 50 team in the world, a mega lol.
That's the one. Well, it is going to be the 3-round lead for Sprout as we are unpaused here. Big not really in a financial position to go for the buy. Couldn't get that bomb plant either, so there's not going to be the extra bonus to the economy. But in the round number 6, Sprout are looking like they should find round number 5 for themselves quite easily.
Yeah, I would say so. Couple of Deagles purchased up by Big though, and I want to see Sprout continue on the good path, continue keeping their economy nice and strong, don't drop too many of these guns to the upgraded pistols. Big at the moment just chilling. Tabson's got a smoke for mid or window or something like that lined up, while the rest of Big just poking towards B apartments and underpass.
Tizian just trying his luck here with the Deagles, but not going to be able to connect just yet. It is going to be the split at mid. Faven positioned nicely to maybe get the pick on Zentaris with the bomb. Well, not Zentaris, rather. It's going to be Sisson with the bomb there.
This is not the start that Sprout's looking for. They've already lost that AWP player in towards ladder. There's the run boost. Citizen going around the corner actually retrieves that AWP Mac, but cleaned up nicely by Dennis.
Now there's a chance Big on the pistols might just cause an upset here in round number 6. Didn't think that this would be the case, but they're doing an alright job. Timing on the rotation's looking good, but Tizzy and another Deagle going to be found. Not able to get the second though. D-Hut shuts him down before he can get too much more done. The Snatchy now pulls out the secondary.
That's brave. The man just whips out the USP and finishes him off. But Sprout losing 3 guns to those pistols, not as good for their money as previously. They will have to reinvest here, which is going to be costly for that CT economy. And that makes a little bit of a window for Big to potentially exploit if they can pick up one of these gun rounds in the next few. As long as they keep that CT money low, they can try and break Sprout's economy and get themselves straight back into the half, close this 5-1 score gap. Sprout definitely off to the start they were looking for here, but Searson, phenomenal shot.
Another trade coming through, so Diha here able to continue holding. Solid defense from him so far on this A site, but now over towards mid again. Spitty finds that man advantage for Sprout now. Good timing on the smoke to slow down the push out of Pal, but it's actually really Keto swinging wide. He's doing this all on his own. Double molly over in to the jungle as well. Spitty still looking to deny the cross and even over here towards CT. But back in the 3-on-3, Xantares tries to bait out any information.
Izian's got a lot of control in towards window. Nice cover from Keto. Denies that pick from Favin. And now Speedy trying to walk up through CT. The big flank around from Dennis.
So a chance here. If Dennis can work the timing, Keto, he's cleared it, but still fully focused on this position. Sticking to his guns. Molly comes out now. Doesn't direct Keto just yet. It's going to be a 1-for-1, but Dennis, even though he has stayed silent, it looks like he's given up for the round. And Big will find themselves a second on the T side.
Oh, nice. And you see the double eco for Dennis, Speedy, Favin, all of these blokes a little bit low on the money, Mac. So even though they are up 5-2, they're in a bit of a pickle going forward here. Big, very slow pace from them to start this game off. Obviously, you did have the very fast pick initially right off the back from CSN, just taking that confident aim deal towards CT spawn. But Big definitely looking a little bit loose, a little bit disjointed heading into this initial game here on Mirage. A lot of players in towards middle, towards window for Sprout. Towards unders.
Full focus from Sprout on the mid area. Big seems to be aware of the situation, though, trying to swing it under pass, and it looks like they'll get there just in time. Snatchy won't get away scot-free. It's going to be the two-man face at window, which actually works out. DR as well, and the Deagle going to be causing a huge upset here, and the pistol's just doing so much work, but Tabson might just be able to save the day. Seems to be aware of Dennis's position here, who's managed to snag himself the AK. Oh, but it's Tabson that snags the round.
That's still got too close for comfort for Big. They've dropped a hell of a lot of guns there towards the end. Tabson luckily does recover that AWP, but it's an expensive round for Big, and now with Sprout reinvesting, they've created their own nice little window to try to exploit, try and break that T-side money, or at least put them on the single save, because Big don't have quite enough loss bonus with $0 in the bank to be able to recover from this one straight away. So Sprout, here's another good opportunity for them to extend their lead. This would be a fantastic round for them to be winning on this CT side, to just keep cruising. Tizian straight up, aggressive towards Con. He's seen Diha in the corner there.
But he has not seen it. Faven over towards it short, and that's going to be the first pick of the round. Sprout now might just be able to convert another off the back of the man advantage, but the utility's starting to thin out. The firepower may just not be there.
Yeah, Big just working in duos at the moment out A ramp. Searson's found another pick for himself, and Big, they're just waiting for the overcommitment for Sprout. They're waiting for Sprout to get a little bit uncomfortable in this 4-on-4 situation. Keto trying to find this timing, creeping up underpass. Most of the kills go the way of Sprout.
It's just got that patient gameplay, but it's going to be Tabson running in, trying to open it up. It's going to be a 1-for-1, and the bomb is now lost. Searson has a huge amount of work to do, trying to find an angle here, going on the top of the balcony. Faven swings in, gets some decent timing, and that is going to be 6 on the board for Sprout now. 3 rounds in the lead as we head in the round number 10.
Yeah, potentially 4 rounds in the lead, as you do see Big's money's broken. And that all comes down to that previous round where Sprout had a fantastic read. Hey, Tech Sky. Good mates with Tech Sky.
Hey, Tech Sky. I really like those great montages you put in on Reddit. Keep it up.
You'd see that. Big's actually going to force in here, Mac. So they don't want to be letting control of this game start to slip away. Well aware that Sprout's economy is a little bit dicey at the moment, with that last round coming a little bit on the closer side. Very, very slow approach from Big. Odd flash into mid, but they're now going to start to make their way towards B. Dennis and Favin have a pretty decent amount of utility, HEs as well as the Molotovs, to be able to slow down this B execute.
But positions from the CTs were solid for the crossfire. Dennis backs off though, realizing it could just be the fast bust out of apartments, wants to force them in to the crossfire. He's going to be dealing with this one nicely. Snatchy coming in to just snatch up a couple of kills himself. There's the lineup. Dennis misses the opportunity. There's going to be two quick ones from Keto on the Deagle. And now Big might just be getting this one done with the pistol. Zentaros has that AK to play with.
Yeah, smoke's on market. This window smoke does start to dissipate though, as Big looking to get aggressive, moving up towards middle of sight, as well as that bench position. Sprout now sizing up the retake.
Yeah, he's just waiting here, but Searson not going to get the better of him. The Deagle just poking out as the smoke dissipates. Ataras could have found the lineup, but Spitty ready for the aggression. He is going to shut him down before he gets anything else on the board. And it's going to be Sprout, 7 now achieved. That's going to be a 4-round lead as we head into the next. Big. They are getting very close to these rounds over and over, but Sprout just keeps on edging them out.
But you see that reflected in the CT side money. Their economy still hasn't quite built up. Very, very sharp Deagle shots coming out for Big. Get them out of a bit of a rough situation, because it's pretty safe to say that that B execute was not going well for them a little bit earlier. Big taking the more passive approach this time around. They had enough money for AK and armor on a few of their players. Could have gone for Galils or something like that. But instead, they're just going to try and go for the Deagles. Some upgraded pistols. Try to either give themselves an outside shot at winning the round, or just keep the CT money low like they've been doing so well, so that when they head into round number 12, they get that good buy on the board. They can try and break that CT money towards the end of this half and take control back.
Just really trying to play the long game, but it's going to be Snatchy. Oh, unable to make it long range as Searson comes in with the Deagle and now gets his hands on the AWP as well. But does he expect Spitty up here on the cinder blocks? No, he certainly does not. Keto doesn't either. Now he's been locked into Con, but it's relentless aggression. Fabian just running at him straight down short, making sure he can get nothing else in the round. And Sprout getting ever so close to the double digits.
Great time for a pause and great time for a bit of a reflection for Sprout. They're up 8-3. How do they make this lead as big as possible? Last round contributed to a little bit. 4 players surviving with the double AWP retained is very, very good for that CT side economy. As for Big, I feel like they've sort of been a little bit disjointed on this T side, coming in a little bit slowly to this game, whereas Sprout, they've been very hot straight off the bat, and they've been playing this no-respect style, man. They have just been individually peaking, not giving Big any respect whatsoever, and it's been working a treat.
Yeah, it certainly seems to have caught him off guard a round or two, especially just pushing in through apartments and just trying to take early control of A-ramp as well. So, you know, changing it up though, there is points where they just play it passive, expect those rushes, and they just seem to be reading Big like a book at the moment. And let's see if they can do it again. It's only going to be Diha over here to slow them down.
It's going to be on that AWP towards triple. Just throwing some delaying utility. This fight towards middle is going to be critical. I think Favin, I thought he was going to get the better of Tabson towards that top mid smoke, but now the A execute comes out for Big. Trying to make some ground towards that jungle smoke.
Oh, and Diha, he's going to be spotted here over towards Ticket. Communicated Santara's refocuses there. Unable to find anything with the spam, and they need to control him. There it is. Searson finds him. Blue Ticket, it seems, as the bomb is planted. And in a 3v5, it's looking unlikely that Sprout are going to bother to go for this because of that economic situation.
Yeah, probably time for a save here, for sure.
Dennis spotted there as he tried to make his way in on the flank. Got himself a kill. And happy just to fall back, but now Big have taken this one. With 4 players surviving, there is a huge chance that we will be able to get forward. This is going to be 4 already. Potential for some more.
But Sprout, like I said, putting in the good work on this CT side. They're going to be able to reinvest, especially with these 3 guns saved over here, Mac. But you definitely would not want to be seeing Big clawing their way back into the later parts of this half. I thought that this was going to go the way of Sprout. Favin just trying to sneak through the edge of that smoke while the player from window applies a little bit of pressure. I thought that was going to be a bit of a recipe for success for Sprout, but it doesn't end up going their way. 2 picks go the way of Big. And now they're looking to scrape together a couple of rounds towards its end of the end of this half, try to get a 9-6 or an 8-7.
Where are these kills coming from? Half of them just out of nowhere. And again, Dennis, he's going to be solo aggressive. And Anders manages to find the bomb. Quick trade from Tizian, though. So they will still be able to control it. Anyway, Snatchy just gaze into the back of the apartments. We'll find a single as Tabson managed to make his way up short at the perfect moment, clearing out that B site single-handedly, but Faven comes in just in time. Keeps it to a 2v2 scenario. Pushes all the way forward, and again, just disrespect. Tries to find him, goes for the M4, and will find almost the 2K. Zentares just lining up behind him, and he has to edge it forward. 12 HP and a dream. The man is going to do this on a 1v2. Doesn't have to go forward, and Diha manages to communicate that one across. It is going to be a 9-4 scenario, but again, another extremely costly round for Sprout.
Absolutely right, but they definitely can reinvest here. Diha can drop over a weapon towards Faven. As for Big, still got a little bit of that loss bonus built up. That was a nice opener towards Sprout. Interesting to see Tabson clean up both of those frags coming up catwalk. 9-4 for Sprout, though. I'd say once they make it to double digits, it's probably job done, and that's what they want to be securing here. Because if they're losing this round, there's a real potential here for Big to be securing that 9-6. Both teams a little bit more cooked in terms of the money, but Big's got the better of the two in terms of the loss bonus, the initial AWP duel going the way of Searson towards that B side of the map. He's copped a leg. And it seems like Sprout just going to stack this A bomb site and look to save for the next round. Not a bad call, to be honest. Quite hard to retake B when you don't have that mid control. You can see you already have Zentares in towards the ladder.
Very early call, though. But even still, you know, they want to try to finish the half strong.
Yep. And
try to hit that 10-round mark before Big get onto that CT side. They are very dominant on the defense here on Mirage. And Sprout are now, would they be happy with this half when it is 9-4, or if it is going to be 9-6?
I think they'd be happy with it, but you can't take anything for granted against Big. You want to have, while you're hot, while you're firing on all cylinders, you want to get the most out of it that you possibly can. You want that 10-5.
Let's see if they can make it a possibility. Still plenty of utility on the belts here, and Big not going to go for the hunt. So gentleman's agreement, 1 casualty in the round, and that is all she wrote.
Yeah, if Sprout went for that, they really would not have had a good buy here in this round. You can see they can't even afford Faven a M4. He's going to have to go down to Famus. Big now looking to scrape towards a few rounds on the T side at the tail end of this half, up towards 6. The game doesn't feel like a 6-round half for Big, though. They really have just been winning some of these duels in the mid-round, but Sprout has been very hot off the gate. Now they're going to go for this double push into Palace. Zentares patient in the back. Punishes Diha. Speedy looking for the trade. He's waiting for that perfect timing to pop out.
Patience. And there it is. Finds it, but cannot find the kill. So very unfortunate that he couldn't take down Zentares. And now they know the position of him as well. So Speedy won't be able to get away with that one. Faven underneath the balcony, not going to be spotted. And just with a Famus and a dream, can he push in and find Zentares? He does. 1-on-1 now. Him versus Tizian. This is going to be a ridiculous end to the half.
He's playing it perfectly. Drops the HE nade as well, but Tizian gets it done.
And that'll be it for the first half. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back very shortly after this break.
'cause we keep on searching, but we won't ever know what we're after. We're no kids no more. I need to feel alive in this dreadful town. I'm running out of time, and as long as you're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after.
Cause nobody else is showing any empathy. Rudely awake and quite undertaken. Did I do something wrong? Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here with my thoughts alone? I don't wanna wake up messed up, 'cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. But I need you now, 'cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. I'm so sorry that I didn't go to therapy. Thinking everybody, even you's an enemy. Rudely awake and quite undertaken. Did not do nothing wrong. Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here to get drunk alone? And I don't wanna wake up messed up, 'cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ESL One Cologne. First game of the day, and the first half is done. It is a very, very good-looking game so far. Big have been really, I guess, decent on that T side, but haven't managed to maintain the lead yet. But Sprout have really been impressing us with how they've made those rotations happen. As we do head towards the second, let's see what they're able to do on the T side.
Yeah, I think they're coming here today with this no-respect sort of game style. They're really just confidently taking a lot of those aim tools. They went straight into that double AWP. They got the dream start to the half, Mac. So, you know, after getting that pistol, after getting a really strong economy, they kept going for those double AWPs time and time again, which was finding them success. And they got themselves those 9 rounds, but Big, just a couple of critical kills in some of these rounds, you know, towards that A or the B bomb site, cracking things open, gets them across the line in 6 of those T rounds.
And it shouldn't be too long before they can get back into the game. Always it comes down to that pistol. It can be a 9-9 scoreline in a matter of moments. But look, for now, we are just waiting for that pistol to start. And what do you think we're going to see? Because Sprout on that defensive side had completely read Big like a book. They just had their number, set up for the retake, stopped that bomb from going down at triple, and really just knew exactly what they were going to do.
I think in general, they had a very good read on how Big was playing Mirage here. So that's definitely enabled them to, in combination with the solid individual performances across the board from Sprout today, have a really good half here. But this is where Big, they're moving on to that CT side. Now Sprout have to be the ones who are the aggressors. Not that they haven't been already on that CT side playing very confidently. Let's see if they've got a good read on how to execute properly on this T side up against the CT side of Big. play towards middle. Tabson mollied off, but he finds a pick anyway, and now a smoke towards jungle.
Three-man set up from underpass is going to find another. That's going to be Xantara's peeking out. Two for him. Almost the third, but he has to go for the reload. Keto here able to trade it out. That's going to be full control of the bomb of that C4. As D-Hut needs to try to clutch this in a 1v4. It's looking like an unwinnable scenario.
He's trying to isolate one of these duels, but Tabson would be the perfect person to be taking one with at the moment. 30 HP for him. Goes down straight away. Tizian on a bit of an off angle here. Up on top of that catwalk railing. But D-Hart going to wrap back around through CT towards this A side. He's waiting for a push here.
Got a huge amount of time to play with here. If he does head back towards that A side, we'll have the one-on-one with Searson, which really, you wouldn't have the greatest chance of winning. And as he edges forward, off angle from Searson doesn't quite work out, but that's going to be all the information in the world. Oh, bink through con. Tizian survives. D-Hut, one more bullet. It's all it'll take, but it looks like Big are going to play this one much more passive after Tizian's been tagged down.
Yeah, he's got to retrieve the bomb from underpass there. That's going to take a lot of time here, and Sis is just playing with him. The shoulder peaks time and time again, not overcommitting to that duel. And he's going to pick him out. Very nice for Big to be picking up that CT side pistol round, and now Sprout faced with the decision to go for that second round force buy with the scouts, with the Deagles, or just take the single save into the AKs and limited utility.
And a nasty shot to kick things off there, Tabson. Taking that molly for a huge amount of damage with Xantaras. He is starting to fire up, and that is a dangerous prospect for Sprout now, but Big, they secure the pistol. If they can, in this anti-eco, they'll be right up and very close to send themselves into the lead. Searson just scouting away at mid.
He is. Couple of upgraded Deagles, but apart from that, Sprout just taking the single save here. Looking to get towards those AKs in the next round. That's a nice pick to be getting. Every kill Sprout can get over the line in a round like this is going to help them later down the line. But it is only the one. It's only that scout being dropped. So now Sprout, let's see what they've got for us in this first gun round. If they've got a good read, pretty limited utility, might pigeonhole them into a certain couple of strats. Could see very, very light on those flashes and the mollies across the board. So it might be a little bit harder to run one of those slower defaults, one of the 1-3-1s.
What do we got here in round number 18? Sprout, it seems to be a faster approach towards apartments, at least to the back of them. Not sure if it's going to be a fast hit on B, though.
It's a smoke towards middle there. And a flash as Sprout seeming like they're going to group up towards this B side of the map. A bit of a failed boost might actually be a difficult prospect for Sis, and he's kind of out of position here as Sprout. They wait for this Molotov that's been thrown down towards apartments. Actually, they're going to second guess themselves. They're going to start going back towards underpass, and mid's quite open. So if they're able to get up into connector, they could get into some very annoying positions for Big to deal with.
Xantara's close. They have an answer for it, but he's actually going to rotate out, and Dennis slots in silently, straight in the window at the perfect moment. Bomb retrieved by Snatchy.
Sprout throwing that B execute to try to draw some rotations out of Big, but they've lost 2 players in the process. Dennis trying to claw things back from this CT spawn position, trying to see if he can catch any more of these CTs over rotating. Speedy's done just that, but he's missed the shot a little bit there.
Oh, and Dennis is so low as well, so him winning this engagement is pretty much 0 to none. And that's exactly what happened. Snatchy, he's going to be spotted as well. Down to 29 he goes. As he finds a kill onto Tabson, he's got 3 more men to get past. Goes for the plant straight away, and that is going to be his downfall. Xantaras, nice couple of picks in the round. He finds himself that 2K. And that is going to be Big back in the game just like that. 9 to 9.
Yeah, even though they're having a little bit of a slower day individually, Big. A bit slow to start in Mirage here. They're just grinding this game down, essentially. Back to 9 apiece. Even though Sprout very, very hot straight off the bat individually on that CT side. You could just see the class of Big across more and more rounds. It's able to make better and better decisions. Sprout now going for an investment in some of these pistols, trying to get a bit of damage done, but full confidence from Searson. Just farming in mid with that ult.
Not missing too much today. He certainly brought his A game for Cologne, and Dennis is going to be losing his head there to Tabson. Quick gold 2-tap. And it's going to be Snatchy 1-on-5 with a P250. Ambitious to even peak that angle, but Searson is going to lock it down. Quadding it up in round number 19 for himself to take big into that lead at 10-9 now. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see this trend continue of them just taking rounds over and over, because their finances are looking really damn good at the moment too.
Yeah, after 4 alive, they've got pretty strong money on the CT side here, so it's going to take a couple of gun rounds in a row for Sprout to kind of grind them down a little bit more, get themselves back into the game. They do have that loss bonus behind them now, so they can potentially put more and more of these T gun rounds on the board. See what their approach will be here in round number 20. Aggression from Xantares towards middle, but good counter flashes from the Ts.
Xantares just wants to edge forward. Can't quite get the line of the Snatchy. Good damage, but Snatchy will win it. So that's going to be a nice flash lined up. Faven wants to go forward. Spitty as well. Can they regain mid control? Looks like Big's not even going to touch that.
Yeah, it seems like Sprout just taking their time with this man advantage, staying in this 1-3-1 formation. They got the 2 players on either extremity just waiting to try to punish any pushes, any aggression. Snatchy just getting that angle onto Keto really has been the key player here. The trade out from Tabson. A Big still down a man here.
There it is, the lurk out of a main D-Hut. Nice line, Tabson tapping away. Very open though, so easy trade for Spitty the Font, and that's going to be the 1v3 now. But Tizian, I don't know how he's going to go in this one. Flash over to CT to try to draw some eyes, but he's been heard jumping in through the crawl space. Spitty just needs to get to safety, needs to get to site to plant. Tizian makes the jump across. Not sure if Dennis has heard this one, but he has certainly been spotted now, and that's going to be Diha rather on the cover. 2 for him, 2 for Snatchy, and that is a solid round there. 10-10 now.
Yeah, now Big. They are a little bit lower in terms of the cash. It's a great reaction from Snatchy. You could just see from his player model that he didn't have his crosshair placed in the right position. Complete opposite on that second shot. He's the man that opens up that round for Sprout, but a good job from them in the 4-on-3 to just read the rotation, find some gaps in the defense to be able to further extend their advantage. And they've gotten the first of 2 gun rounds that they'll need to try to break Big's money and get themselves an advantage here on this T side of Mirage. Yes, they were front running, but Big well and truly grinding back a few rounds.
Look at that though, Tabson just doing such a great effort. 152 ADR, 20 rounds in. This man is really putting the rest of the team on his back at the moment. However, Searson's doing such a good job on the AWP today as well.
Yeah, and as for Sprout, I think it's just a across-the-board performance. All of them really performing, really doing a fantastic job, and that's exactly what Sprout need here today to complete this upset. Like I said before, the other day we saw them try to qualify for Pro League against AGO. Had some underperformances on some of the individuals. But here in this Premier tournament, gets world number 1. They're doing a pretty good job. Already making double digits, already keeping things neck and neck on their map pick.
Yeah, well, that was Sprout's first round for this half. Let's see if they can put another together, try to string a few on before Big get too far out into the lead, because they certainly have the confidence. They're hitting everything right now. But that economy, it's not looking as good as we thought. Tizian down to the MP9.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to put a buy on the board than last round for Big, but they still have the cash to be able to do it. This will be the critical one for Sprout to get across the line and actually take control of this T-side half, start to front run a little bit, maybe build up that T-side cash. See if they can take control of this advantage here.
He's just trying to play around the smoke there at the bottom of Con. Looks like he'll be able to have a one-way. No, just very worried about underpass. But Sprout, there's so many men lurking. Lane on the other side of that smoke now. And Searson gets himself the no-scope. Dennis unable to get the trade. It's actually going to be Spitty spamming through the smoke now. Another for Tabson playing on the short side of window. 2 for him. Tries to flash his way out, but Spitty denies him. Cops a flash in the face for it. But the 1v2 now, Spitty's got a long way to go.
Just a mess in mid. Frags coming out left and right. Spitty going to try and walk towards one of the extremities. Makes his way back towards underpass. Keto, he's looking for information towards A. Knows it's pretty safe for himself to walk in towards that A ramp position. And both of Big are just going to play some low-risk spots where they can be pretty sure that they're not going to be flanked from a specific angle.
Solid to gain that information. Play for the retake. With 40 seconds, Spitty Can go wherever he wants on the map right now, but it looks like he's committing to the A site, clearing out all the common spots.
Yeah, a couple of positions you would expect to CT here. It's got to be Palace, Ramp, Firebox, or CT. And he's just going to try and narrow down the odds. Clears deep in towards CT. So he knows that that's where the CT is not positioned at this point. But he's really worn down that clock doing this. So now he's got to try and consider, is it Ramp, Firebox, or Palace? Going to go for the safe plant towards default.
Would be spotted. There's the toes. He does survive and get the bomb secured. On 13 HP, he needs to hit some nasty ones. And as you can see, Keto, he's just going to go on a rotation.
Flashes out. Buying time for Tizian to come in on the retake here.
He manages to snag that one. Keto cannot land a bullet. Tizian needs to trade it. And Spitty, unfortunately, going to be stuck there on Tetris. Couldn't get to safety. And there it is, Big maintaining that lead, 11-10 now. But again, another costly round, and they already had financial issues heading into this one. So, again, Xantares and CSGO probably going to have some lackluster weaponry.
Yeah, Sprout might actually end up with a better buy here. They've got enough for that AWP, they've got enough for full utility, and it's exactly like you said, Big, after winning that round in the one-on-one, they've got a couple of players sitting around that 3 to 4K mark, have to go down to the scouts, to the MP9s perhaps. And even just past CSGO's individual performance, Big, quite a solid team on Mirage. So it's a ballsy pick for Sprout to be starting this series off on one of Big's most played. Can they secure it though? And it's already aggressive up in towards Con, right on top of CSGO.
And it looks like he can't find his number. There it is, end of the clip. Manages to find CSGO. We are going to have a 4v5 scenario now. Snatchy looking to extend that, but the aggressive smoke there on short may just allow, or even just funnel Sprout up Con.
Yeah, Sprout, they found themselves another man advantage here, so they need to be able to make sure they take advantage of this round. They could break Big's money right here. Still in that 1-3-1 formation, but Keto's doing a massive effort here from default.
Just holding so strong, but unfortunately repeat straight into the Snatchy's crosshair, and that's not where you want to be going. Not in a situation like this, but on the 3-on-3 now. Diha trying to make his way to the top of default, use that smoke as a one-way. But Xantares has backed out. Snatchy with another, snags that one straight through the crawl space. And now back-to-back Xantares and Tabson need to try to clutch this one. Smoke might allow them to the top of default. Oh, at the sound, Xantares certainly tries to hit the mark. Tabson as well. He's just waiting, hoping for the timing. There it is. It's a 2-on-2, but Diha trades it back. Now Xantares in the 1-on-2.
On retrieve, good delaying utility with the flash, but he's going to push forward and try to take this duel, but good cover from Faven. And that's going to be an 11th round for Sprout, but not just that. They fully break the money at Big. Xantares, he's double eco. And that gives Sprout a massive opportunity here. Not just tying up the scoreline, but potentially they could really take the lead here on the T side and try to secure this upset on the first map of Mirage. Force buy in from Big. So they did see that Xantares was on that double eco territory. CSGO holding a little bit of money over, just in case it doesn't work out. And so far it's not. Snatchy's on fire today, man. Look at this guy go.
He is certainly feeling it. Confidence running through the veins at the moment.
Back to that AGO level of form, where he's just smacking everyone out of the server. Led to him getting picked up in VP as well.
Ooh, Tizian. He really wanted the 1 dig there, but gets away scot-free. Aggression into Pal as well. Keto, that's going to be some good control. Allows Tabson to get a bit more creative over towards mid now, but oh, just with the deagle. There's the 1 dig. No one on the cover, so trade does not happen. Snatchy finds one onto Xantares through short. Taps it again. Another shot onto Spitty. Across the jungle. Repeaks can't get the scout shot off. We go back to the 3-on-1 now. Snatchy wants the ace and he's just barely missed it. But Big, they've made this one extremely costly just off the back of the deagle buy.
They have. Keto's retrieved himself and all. Wouldn't be counting him out just yet, but getting a little confident there. B hopping through window. Does lose the life. AWP is retrieved for Sprout, but Big have to take that single eco, look towards the next round to purchase things up. And although Sprout, they did suffer a couple of losses in that previous round, dropped a few guns over. If they can have a clean anti-eco here, they can make up for that and reclaim control of that economy.
Let's see how they decide to play this one. But Sprout again in the lead. So 4 rounds away from taking their map pick and really putting Big up on the wall and showing that they're not to be taken lightly here.
Well, this is a game not to be taken lightly for Sprout at all.
Mhm.
You know, they have been kind of struggling along in some of these other tournaments in Europe at the moment. They've had some mixed results. Sometimes they've been taking out some good tournaments like MDL. They took out Meisterschaft as well. But like I said, failing to qualify for Pro League, here's a chance to play in a Premier tournament, and they're putting themselves in a good position to try to take this first map victory over a very, very well-established team in the scene right now. They don't want to be throwing away this fantastic position they put themselves in, Mac.
Huge nade on Zentara is not giving him anything at mid. But even with 22 HP, you can see that he really just wants that information. Goes for the regress. 2 men on short as well. One of which is actually towards unders, but Zentara's gains the information. He's going to go in off the back of the flash, and Speedy could have gone down, but manages to regain his eyesight in time. His flash is left, right, and center. Try to get him out of there, and Sisson says no, but he's going to hang around and try to get his mitts on the rifle. Aggression out on the A site as well, opens up that side of the map, and Snatchy on the Glock jumping manages to just snag another kill onto Sisson. Flank comes through, but Snatchy's at the ready. 27 HP though, might just be able to get away. Let's see if Keto can get the angle. He does, and another big kill off the pistols. That's going to be an AWP in the hands of Keto. Could just save that one forward.
For sure, you go for it. Dennis already on the hunt towards top mid. Sprout can't afford to drop any more guns. They've already dropped 2, including that AWP. Keto's got a pretty good mind for where Dennis is, but can't react in time, walking along with the AWP. Dennis does clean him up. Keeps 3 guns alive, including retention of that AWP. So Sprout up 13-11 now. They've got some control of their economy, but a couple of rounds taken back here by Big would definitely close that round gap.
Let's see what Big can do here to try and put a stop to Sprout's rampage. And Sprout are heavily trying to make their way up short very quickly indeed. Snatchy's already peeking straight through con, but there's no one to find, as it's the double under setup for Big now.
Again, it's this 1-3-1.
Being dealt with. Zentara's peeks out, but he's going to be traded quickly, and Sprout are doing such a good job of putting Big away in the bin right now.
What a
Tapson,
round.
11 HP, has to try and clutch it a 1v4. It's not even a question. He's not going to get it.
Kills flying out all over the crates. What a round from D-Hut. Shutting things down towards middle, towards those extremities, and this might put Big on yet another single save. At least this time around, they should be able to purchase up some deagles, maybe some light armor, have a go at actually being competitive in the round. But Sprout, up 14-11, can potentially put themselves on match point here on Mirage. They had a fantastic start to the game. Big a couple of rounds at the start of the half after securing that pistol, but since then, it's been all Sprout. And all of the time in these 1-3-1s. No gimmicky strats, no crazy executes out of Sprout. It's just very much solid defaulting.
And also a whole lot of homework as well. They seem to know roughly where Big are going to be a lot of the time. And the teamwork is just so great. You know, everyone's spacing's really nice, able to get those trades when they do lose a player and then some. And that's really what's securing these rounds for Sprout.
Yeah. And I'd say individually across the board, they're actually just playing a little better in this map.
Well, let's see. We're getting right down to the pointy end right now. Round 26.
Yeah, Sprout can't take this round for granted. Couple of upgraded pistols and sets of armor, like I said, Mac, because Big have a little bit of extra cash on top of that loss bonus. Want to give themselves an outside shot at winning this round, as well as just keeping that economic pressure on Sprout, because you can start to see their T-side economy really getting established here. And when they only need to get 1 round across the board, the more buy rounds they can give themselves, the better off they'll be.
So they've smoked the back of apartments just so they can stack mid and the A site. No defense over towards B at all. And Tabson, he's going to be spotted here. Tried to deny the cross. Good damage onto Faven. He's going to cop a nade on the toes for his efforts.
Biddy defending that palace nicely and getting aggressive, confident peeks out Palace, just punishing those players, scrambling out a mid up connector. That's the two-man advantage here for Sprout. And every peak on this T side has just been punished time and time again from Sprout. They're playing a fantastic game here.
Tabson and Tizian still just lurking around the A site. Sprout with some great patience, hoping that Big do overextend. They completely realize that Big in a situation like this has to go on the offensive to try and make this round work at all, because Sprout, they want that 15th, and they're 1 kill away from getting it.
Yeah, you can just see how safe they're playing. Even 45 seconds on the clock. They're not in a rush, just wolf packing everywhere, grouping up together towards middle. Now starting to make their way towards connector, making sure their spacing is really good, still holding those extremities. Ooh. 5 alive for Sprout.
Tizzy.
Look at their money, man. Look at their money. They can put together so many gun rounds in a row, even if Big starts to claw a few towards the end of this half. And that's so important, because on that CT side, even if you're starting to win a few rounds as Big, if they come down close, if you're in those 2-on-2s, those 3-on-3s towards the tail end, and you start to have to buy up after the CT wins, they're not going to be good buys. Whereas Sprout, they've got a strong enough economy to keep putting these gun rounds together.
And it seems like a matter of when and not if at this point. Sprout are just playing out of their minds right now, and Big in the second half, or at least for the last couple of rounds, haven't been able to find themselves an answer. Maybe 3-man setup over towards the A site.
Yeah,
Is it? But I guess we'll see.
I think Big's got a pretty good read here. You know, they've kind of been having their issues dealing with this 1-3-1 for Sprout, so they're going to play retake on middle. Just playing towards the sites at the moment. And that's exactly where Sprout's focus is. They're throwing a lot of utility towards B. They're trying to draw out some rotations here as they creep out Palace. Keto spotting these players coming out Palace now.
So awkward, but Searson managing to deal with it. Can he get some more, though? Smoke in front of him to at least try and aggress. Molly forces him over to the side. Looks like we're going to see potential for a fast boost. No, straight through. Tabson, he's going to be pushing for this one. Faven, not going to be aware of Tabson's position. He's just wrapping around on side, finding the flank, as well as flicking around onto Dennis as well. It's all up to Snatchy in a one-on-one. Tabson still alive on site, but Snatchy is so far away now. It all slows down. Edging forward, but Tabson, such good patience. Just holding his ground. 20 seconds, Snatchy needs to try and find him. And it looks like Tabson is going to get the better of him this time. At 12-15, that could have been it for Sprout, but Big fight for at least one more round.
But this is what I was talking to you about, Mac. Tabson, he recovers that AWP, and he can buy himself an M4, but everyone else sitting around that 3 to 4K mark means that they have to go down to MP9s, Scouts, Famises. Not the ideal buy that you're looking for here, whereas Sprout, they've secured themselves a strong enough T-side economy to make sure that they continue to put these strong buy rounds on the board. Full utility, AKs, and an AWP. They're giving themselves several chances to just get across the line after securing match point. So that's fantastic economic control from Sprout. They've got a couple of chances to close this game out before we start to head towards that OT discussion. Focus back on mid for Sprout once again. They tried to get a little tricky in the last round. The boost into window does not go the way of Sprout, so they're playing from a man disadvantage, not something they had to deal with. What a shot from Snatchy, the single scope. That's not easy.
Just had the read off the back of no information, and that could just be the opening Sprout need. As D-Hart goes forward, Tabson trying to cover, but he gets caught, just jumping up on a ticket. Another opportunity, and Tabson goes. That is going to be D-Hart cracking open that A site single-handedly. And now it's just the two remaining Big players to try to get back in here. Faven, he's heard the drop. Speedy deals with him. Oh, and Dentaris goes down. That'll be map number 1, 16-12.